Salespeople love to ask about sales techniques that they can use to be more successful. But selling isn't just about using the right sales techniques. It's also about the daily habits that they repeat over and over again to achieve sales success. Number one, make calls right away. The vast majority of salespeople wait till 10 a.m. to make their first calls of the day. But that's unfortunately when everyone else is doing it too. I get it. It's so comforting to just check email and drink a few coffees before picking up the phone. But this is a weak mindset. Top salespeople make calls when they first get into the office, and usually very early in the day. Not only does it show a strong mental game to get started right away, but your prospects are usually far less busy at 7 a.m. than they are by 10 a.m. This is so big. Top performers are really good at focusing only on what they can control, right? You hear from average or bottom performers all the time, oh, the economy's down, or that prospect they're so difficult, they never got back to me. Our products are just not where we need them to be, or our operations are falling apart, right? Whatever it is, right? Instead, top performers are really good at focusing and worrying about only what they can control. And what you can control as a salesperson tends to focus only on the sales. It focuses on the activity, it focuses on what you're saying, it focuses on who you're getting in front of, but those are the things that you can control. So focus on them and not all of the other stuff. That's the top performing mindset, is just never worried about all of the other stuff that's outside of their control. Number three, focus on the pipe, not sales. This is really a huge distinction that I think very few people fully grasp, which is that we can control what our pipeline looks like today. We cannot control what today's sales are. So top performers are really good at constantly adding opportunities into their pipeline. They're constantly focused on how can I get more and more opportunities into the pipeline. But they're not quite as worried about what their sales number is today. Now, of course, they want to be closing sales and they want to be making sure that they're closing those meetings and doing all the things that they have to do. But ultimately, the key focus is on the pipeline, is on making sure they're adding opportunities into their world. So that way, if you're in a 6-month sales process or sales cycle, for example, what you're adding into your pipeline today is not going to turn into sales for about 6 months. So understanding that the focus is always adding more opportunities into the top and bringing them through the pipeline, and not worried about, hey, what were my sales numbers this week, or what were they last week? Instead, it's what am I actually doing today to make sure that I'm going to be closing sales down the road. Number four, be willing to lose it all. This is a real difference between, and it's not just sales, right? This is top performers versus the average person in general. Is that top performers are willing to take risks. They're willing to lose opportunities. They're willing to lose, but by being willing to lose, they're also able to win so much more. And so you think of the best athletes, right? They're taking the greatest risks. Same thing with sales. If you are willing to lose an opportunity, you have so much more strength when you're face to face with that prospect. Every time I have a meeting that, let's say, I'm a little nervous for, the one thing I think of is, you know what? If this doesn't work out, so what? Who cares? Obviously, I want it to work out, but I don't need it to work out. I'm willing to lose it all. And quite frankly, I say the same thing about that with my business or with anything, right? If my business fell apart tomorrow, I already know that the day after, I know exactly what I'm going to be doing in order to rebuild. I'm willing to lose it all because I know that it doesn't matter. I can always get it back. I can always bring it back. And it takes so much stress out of both my day-to-day life and the interactions that I have with prospects. Same thing, be willing to lose it all.